What's good, sexy Scorpios? Welcome to my channel, Tarot by the Intuitive Teacup. I was gonna do Pisces next. I was like, I want to have fun with this reading, and I gotta be honest, I feel like I can have fun on the Scorpio ones. I don't know what it is. I love my Pisces for sure, but yeah, something about the Scorpio energy, it's fun for me to be in, so we're gonna do Scorpio. I don't know why I felt the need to tell you that, but yeah, what's up, Scorpio? Hope you're doing well. This is going to be your August 2020 career reading, tarot reading, obviously. These are messages the universe wants you to hear, see, think about in August. That doesn't mean it's all going to be manifested. That timeline is completely up to you, right? Everybody's on their individual path, but these are collective messages for those who resonate or relate to Scorpio. Wow, you got a lot of players. Holy shit. So pardon my French, but oh yeah, you have the World, the Chariot, the Queen of Wands, and the High Priestess. I just have to show you right in a row. This feels like a witch's coven. No, this feels like potentially a group of very dynamic or strong collaborators. There's lots of feminine energy, but yeah, you got two cards of Cancer in the World, so metaphorically, you might be being rebirthed, right? If Cancer is the mother of the zodiac and the world, it's like coming out of the womb, so to say. You may be being birthed into like a new career, Queen of Wands, something where that's going to attract a lot of attention, many viewers, lots of eyes looking at you. Lots of I heard censorship. I don't even know what to do with that, but anyway, so we got messages flying out already. It just started thundering as I did your reading, and I feel like that's a great sign. I smell a tower moment. Do you? That thunder and lightning. All right, what do I need to tell you? See, I can tell I'm in a goofy mood, which is why I'm doing you, Scorpio, because somehow you guys just get me. All right, anyway. These are general messages here on YouTube. You guys know my spiel, right? If it's not your message, don't take on that energy. Don't take on those messages. Give yourself the luxury of time. Some things will resonate for you later on down the line in the future. It doesn't all click instantly. And sometimes it simply won't be your message. I am doing messages for the collective, and I have to go with what presents itself the strongest. And sometimes that will be your message. Sometimes it won't. Use your intuition. Use your best judgment. Use your discernment. That's important as well. What else do I need to tell you? That's about it. Everything else is in the box down below, including the decks I'm using here today, as well as my social media. I'm the Intuitive Teacup on Facebook, Instagram, theintuitiveteacup.com. If you want to book a personal, that is all down below. We're going to hop into your reading. All right. You've graduated. Possibly some of you, it could be a literal graduation. Maybe you've gotten some sort of certificate. It could be a degree, but it doesn't have to be anything that huge, right? You've gone through some major course of action, and there's a tremendous sense of pride and a feeling of accomplishment. I do keep hearing kind of like a rebirth. It's like you're coming out into the scene. So yeah, I don't know. There's that tower. So this says to me you're closing up a cycle that was actually tumultuous. I heard difficult. Something that felt like you were putting out fires or just left you feeling really exhausted at the end of the day, especially if you work in like a medical field. Even if you're not literally the one performing surgery, there may have been a lot of stress tied to your job or even a project, right? Whatever it is, it's closing out. And thank goodness, because it felt like you were drowning in it. Or it's not that you were drowning in it. It's not that you couldn't keep up. I think you were doing your best to keep up. But you could only maintain that speed or that amount of energy, that output. You could only maintain that for so long. So finally it was like, all right, I'm done. Maybe you just had a lot thrown on you, potentially if there's things going on at work where you're getting slapped with extra work or extra responsibilities. It could be something like that. It feels like you're going to be relieved of that. It feels like there's an ending and a new beginning, and overall it's very positive. If this at all does involve you leaving a job, or, let's be honest, right? It could be a firing with these two cards. Here's the thing, though. It would be you being released from a job that you didn't really like anyway. It was a pain in the ass. That's how I would say that. So again, that's not for everybody. I don't do fear-based readings, but I'm reading for career and finances. So yeah, is there a potential there for an unexpected change in the cycle? Yes, absolutely. Interesting. Some of you are going to skip a period. Some of you might be pregnant. Scorpio, every time, don't I get that message for you? A change in the cycle, as I say that, and all this mother Cancerian energy. And again, the womb, birthing out the baby. You'll know if that's your message. Again, it's probably not the majority, but sometimes those messages slide through. Tell me more about the World. Some of you, traveling. Yeah, definitely. These two cards falling next to each other, an opportunity that would involve potentially global travel. It doesn't have to be global, but yeah, for a lot of you, long distance travel. A lot of you are moving to or from the city because you ran out of money. I don't know if you'd be moving to the city if that's the case. So yeah, Ten of Pentacles came out in reverse. Okay, so I'm looking at this, and yeah, again, I just got to paint the scenario for you. There could be some sort of layoff, but again, in the long term, it will serve you, right? Because at least I believe everything that happens was meant to be in some capacity. Again, it's not to put fear in your heart. Forewarned is forearmed. Watch your finances. Be very money savvy right now. Save your pennies for a rainy day, because there may come an opportunity. Maybe you choose to bring the tower down on some opportunity. Maybe you're like, I'm done with this job. I fucking hate it. Blah, blah, blah. There might be an opportunity where you are asked to come along, come on the business trip, come travel, come move to the city with me. In which case, you don't want to be in a bind financially. You want to be able to accept the blessings of new beginnings and travel opportunities. So save your pennies, because money might be tight with Ten of Pentacles in reverse. You can also read this as, hey, there's going to be a lot of money, but it's not here yet. In which case, it's the same message. Be wise with your money. Some of you may need to hire a financial advisor, particularly for investments or something involving travel or... I know I'm kind of repeating myself. I'm trying to get more from this. 1 second. There might be some sort of inheritance or large payout coming, but it's not here yet. It could involve something with a court case or possibly, an inheritance from family or something of that sort. You would have to travel to go get it, though. In fact, it might be an inconvenient trip you have to take, but there's money attached to it, so you're going to. Some of you are giving notice, and you're leaving behind an opportunity that offers you a steady paycheck, but it's such a hassle that it's not worth it to you. So a lot of you are resigning or giving notice, or you're at least thinking about it. I don't know if you're going to act on it, but the thought has definitely passed passed through your brain that you might choose to end a job and move to another city or move to another town or move to another whatever to see what opportunities are like there. Yeah, for a lot of you, you're feeling like it's time to spread your wings and honor your inner child, to go back to a job or a profession or a hobby that you enjoyed when you were young. Some of you may want to work with children, or some of you may be leaving a job that involves children and they're running you ragged. I have to say it, there is a message of pregnancy here. Some of you may decide that you don't want to raise your kids in the city, and so you're going to move to the country or vice versa, right? You may see that there's more opportunities or better school systems in a certain part of the country or wherever, right? It doesn't matter. Some of you may be moving because of your kids, to be closer to your kids, to move away from your kids. No, I'm just kidding. Some of you, though, maybe. Something about Queen of Wands. There's major opportunities for growth and something very glitzy and glamoury. With the Queen of Wands, I always want to say like entertainment industry type stuff. It doesn't have to literally be that. But especially I think marketing, things that attract the eye, using lots of colors and textures and patterns and, maybe you're a costume designer or something of that sort. She's very spiritual as well, right? She has the magic wand, and she's also has the little black cat, right? She's also the witch of the deck. So a lot of different things this could mean. In a career spread, though, it's almost always positive. Sometimes it can be the card of mean girl energy. So with that, I'll say you may be making a judgment call on someone that you're working with, and you may be very defensive because you think they have ulterior motives and you're wanting to keep your distance. You might have a change of heart, but I don't know. For some of you, your intuition is right, so just simply do that. Distance yourself from someone. For others of you, though, there's a message here that you may have initially judged someone wrong or been too critical of them. Yeah, you're going to have like a heart-to-heart moment, potentially with a fire sign, and I assume this has to do with your career somehow. It's coming up in your spread. It's probably a work colleague or something of that sort. You're going to have a heart-to-heart with them, and you're going to learn a little bit more about their personal life, and it's something about it pulls at your heartstrings. You're quite empathetic or sympathetic, however you want to say it, towards this person, because they may actually have a child who is sick, it's very heavy actually. You learn something about a colleague that you initially just don't vibe with great. When you learn more about the things they are struggling with personally, you open up your heart to them a little bit more, and they actually might become a very good friend of yours. It could be a Cancer. It could also be, again, a fire sign, an Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. You have a new judgment call on someone you initially blocked, and it has to do with the Queen of Wands. It could also be someone that you're going to collaborate with. It could also be a job offer that came your way, and for some reason or another, you initially were like, I don't think it's a good fit. They might really be vying for you. Is that the proper term? They may circle back around and be like, hey, Scorpio, I know you said you weren't interested. Just checking because they're interested in you. It might be that as well, in which case you have almost like a second opportunity to reconsider. And, you certainly don't have to. Let's read cards for that, though. For a lot of you, I think it would be a positive experience. Something about female empowerment, bonding among specifically women. So it might be an opportunity. Golden Girls Tarot, can we just appreciate that, right? It might be an opportunity that maybe you work in a very masculine dominated field, and this is a chance for the women to step up and finally be heard. There's strength in numbers, and there's strength in women and female empowerment, particularly a fire sign female, Queen of Wands, might be a very close collaborator with you. Could also be someone in your family, particularly like a sister or an aunt or a mother. You might be collaborating with someone on something with your career. And again, it looks positive, even though initially you may be skeptical or hesitant about it. Some of you are starting a business online, again, particularly with clothing or something involving fabric, material, costume design. I feel like I've been giving that message a lot lately, and it kind of makes sense. We're going into Leo season, which to me is very glitzy, glamoury, looking like a Hollywood actress type thing. So I'm not saying that's all of you, obviously, but yeah, there's an element of putting something online, and it attracts a lot of eyes, a lot of viewership. Maybe some of you have YouTube channels, or, fill in the blank. Maybe you're Instagram famous or something like that, right? Some of you might be filmmakers or doing something where you're showing your things on a screen. For most of you, it feels like laptop, computer screen, whatever, but maybe it's on television, right? Maybe you're a local news reporter or something, right? Could be something like that. Yeah, if you're not already awakened or have realized what your soul path is leading you towards, a lot of you are going to stumble upon it. Some of you are going to see a psychic or a tarot reader, and it's like a breadcrumb trail to lead you to where you're supposed to be in terms of your career. Because not knowing is the hardest part, right? Once you have an idea, it makes it easier to start to build that foundation. Some of you feel really lost, and you're going online researching opportunities. It could be for more jobs, but you feel very underwhelmed when you see what's available, and that makes sense, right, with what's going on. Some of you are also looking into going back to school and taking courses online. There's going to be success there. So if you are kind of on a mission to figure out you, Scorpio, and what it is you're supposed to do, have faith that it's something about there will be the dawning or the recognition of it, but right now you're in moon energy. It's a little bit shadowy. It's a little bit unclear. But what you're headed towards is Four of Wands, which is the soulmate card, right? The 1111. Pay attention to numerology. Those are signs from your spirit guides, your ancestors trying to guide you and show you the light. When Four of Wands, to me, personally, as a reader, shows up in a career spread, it's aligning you to your soul path. And essentially, it's like your soulmate of the job that you're supposed to work in. Or again, potentially people you're supposed to collaborate with in Leo season to form a strong bond with someone you can go places with, someone you want to take on this journey through life with you, but also potentially like you're traveling for business. Some of you have an opportunity that will require you to travel. In fact, you're going to get an interview over like Skype or FaceTime or something, but there will be several rounds of interviews. So you might be meeting with different partners or different executives, whatever the case may be. For the final interview, though, they will probably ask for you to come in person, and it might be to sign official documents that you can't do online. And yeah, for a lot of you, I keep getting it's going to be a hassle, but you're going to do it anyway. And I don't know why that's important, but I guess it's confirmation for some of you. What's the job that you wrote about in your journal, or the job that you're trying to manifest? Something about you wrote about it in a journal. or you had you had like a vision about it or a dream about it. You probably had a dream about it or something like that. It may involve working with another water sign, a Scorpio, Cancer, Pisces. That is going to trickle in. Again, a travel over bodies of water. It's not. This doesn't feel just like hopping in your car and going down the street. There's long distance travel for some of you. And maybe it has to do with your soulmate. I don't know. Maybe it's a collaborator who's coming to join your network of people, or, you know. Sorry. I feel like I have to finish that sentence, but I don't know where it's going. It's not showing me much. Oh, and that flew out. Of course it flew off the table. Come on, Scorpio. Here we go. It's confusing. Conflict, competition, arguments. It's not that though. It's not. Give me more about that, Spirit. What the hell is that about? Someone who works out a lot. Someone who's very buff and goes to the gym. Someone who might be a little bit egocentric or vain, a little bit. I don't think they're a bad person. I don't get that vibe, but they're very interested in appearance, visual aesthetics, and again, it's someone who potentially works in a very creative field. They're a tremendously hard worker. I think this is someone you're going to see to talk about a business deal, or it could be a client that reaches out to you. Some of you help people get organized. And that's a very broad umbrella. I know it sounds ultra specific, but there's something about they come to you when they need things to settle down. Some of you like go into houses and it's like a clean sweep. You like help them organize shit, or that you go into the office and maybe you restructure companies. You bring organization to clients in some way. You help them organize their thoughts. Maybe you're a counselor, a psych therapist, or something like that. You bring calm and peace and order to people who are running around with like chickens with their heads cut off. Scorpio. Am I even allowed to show you this? I'm going to show it to you because it's your card. Damn, Scorpio! Who's that? It's whoever you're going to see on some sort of trip, or it's going to be the father of your children. In fact, this person may have already impregnated you. I'm just going to say it, right? Damn, Scorpio. All right, moving on. Might be a Leo or another Scorpio. A lot of you are putting out resumes and you're not hearing back from the one you actually want to hear back from. Again, those who are applying to jobs online because you're trying to get out of a situation that's unbearable, there is a waiting period. You have 3 of Wands. You're putting stuff out there. You're putting your best foot forward. You're getting there, but the process is moving so slowly you don't feel like you're gaining ground. You are. Again, you need to have faith that what is meant to be yours will be revealed to you in good time. It's like the universe has you on a timeline, right? They see you, they acknowledge you, they know what you're trying to get towards, but there's a reason why certain opportunities are being blocked, or why you're not being gifted the whole kit and caboodle just yet. You are going to get small offers, but they're not offers that you love. They're not offers that you're excited about. Again, I'm being called to say you might just change your mind about something. That's what I was saying with this fire queen, the one who maybe you misjudged, or the one that this person has a lot of personal or personal emotional baggage going on in their life. Again, something with a child or maybe a sick mother. Again, not predicting that, but you know what I mean. I guess I am. I just say that as, I have to, guys, right? I can't just be like, this person's going to die, right? That doesn't help you. That doesn't serve you. Again, a coworker who's going through a difficult time with their family, something about that, you may collaborate with someone like that. I just don't want you to think I'm trying to be a cop-out, like, oh, something about that, but I'm not going to talk about it. Sometimes these very heavy messages, it's not my job to over-explain those. Again, it's confirmation. You'll know if it's your story, right? What's this deal? You're putting out resumes and you're getting bites on the line, but it's not the one you're waiting for. So do you have expectations set too high? Or practically, maybe you don't want to leave a job that's already paying you a decent amount, even though you don't enjoy it, right? There is an Ace of Cups. Oh, wow, there's multiple offers coming in. Ace of Cups and Ace of Pentacles. So it will make you happy. You will feel emotionally satisfied and content, and it will pay you, right? That's good. Let's see what else we can get. Again, the collaboration. I think I said something similar to, I feel like it was one of the earth signs. Who was it? It may have been Capricorn. Capricorn was being told to play nice in the sandbox and to collaborate more. I don't actually have a lot of Capricorn cards here. Maybe this, it's Saturnian energy, right? But anyway, it doesn't really matter, but there could be a collaboration between earth and water here. Are you both waiting on each other? Was there a mixed communication where you both sent off an email but it didn't get to the right person? Is Mercury in retrograde? I don't know what this is about. Some of you are not communicating with the person you have children with, and I don't know why that's coming up in your career reading, but it is. Again, some of you are teachers and the children are driving you nuts. You have so many doubles, though. Don't be afraid to explore new territory. Don't be afraid to mix up the ingredients and try something new, because if you don't know what it is now, you might just stumble upon your dream career. For some of you, it involves event planning or, again, like glitzy, glamoury party stuff. I don't know what that is, but that sounds fun. That sounds really exciting. Or going to very expensive homes. Something about your career may involve that. Planning events, planning productions. Again, like interior design, making things look pretty. A lot of creativity, a lot of artistry. And some of you are cooks or like work in the kitchen, bakers, chefs, things of that sort. Something you could potentially, a business you could potentially start out of your house or out of your home and then grow into its own little, shop on the corner or something like that. You are making strides, you are making progress, but you're here now. It's like, give me a sign, God. That's what it feels like. Like, am I going down the right path? Here it is. Yeah, you are. You're just not at the finish line yet. Or you're not at the point where it feels like a major milestone or accomplishment. Every day it's being built piece by piece. Ace of Pentacles. But again, it's earth energy, so it's very slow moving. It's slow to start. But what you're building now, Scorpio, it potentially has the ability to last generations. It potentially has the ability to impact future generations. So that seems really important. I don't know what that is. Maybe you're doing something good for the planet or something good for humanity. Maybe you're a healer. Maybe you're helping people with their problems or whatever that message was about helping people to organize things. That might not be literal, like, crap in the garage. It might be helping to organize their mind. People who have imbalances in their mind or in their bodies, or some of you may work as, like medical professionals of some kind. Some of you know that it's time to move, but you're fighting it tooth and nail. You're not embracing the change that the universe is trying to show you. And for some of you, it has to do with your children or your child care. Maybe you don't want to take them out of school or something of the sort. Maybe some of you are meant to move closer to your children. Some of you made a decision in haste, and you felt like you were financially recovering from that mistake for a very long time, and so you're being very cautious with your money, which is fine, but some of you are being overly cautious, and the reason you're doing it is because you're thinking in the past. You're thinking about something that happened in the past, but you're not realizing you already learned the lessons. You know what to do differently this time around. So again, it's up to you. You're in the driver's seat, but some of you may need to take a small risk, especially if it involves moving locations. Just because you did that once before and it didn't work out doesn't mean that's going to be your story every time. Yeah, I'm getting there was a mistake you made financially. You may have felt like you invested in the wrong person, or you brought someone on your team to work with you and they ended up like being shady or stabbing you in the back or not keeping their word, right? It's not always super evil and malicious, but someone disappointed you and there were financial repercussions in the past, and so now you're being very like overly cautious. Again, this card has come out 3 times. I keep shuffling it back in, but I'm just going to leave it out because it wants to be seen. Who's catching butterflies in their net? What's that a metaphor? And why won't the camera focus? Can you guys see that card? You get the general gist, right? Is it honoring your inner child? Is it going to work with children? Is it, I don't know what that is, Scorpio, but you're meant to see it. It's card number 13, so the death card, the death of the inner child. Did you abandon some sort of passion you had as a child and you're being asked to revisit it? Are you being asked to go back into your childhood journals and read about what inspired you? Some of you are. Some of you, that's a very specific message. Something about a Leo in your childhood. The stars are aligning you to your soul's purpose. Some of you need to study the stars. Some of you need to look more into astrology and study your birth chart, particularly your midheaven. That's going to tell you a lot about your career and what you potentially could succeed at, but also your God-given talent, something you were born with that you naturally or intuitively gravitate towards. Scorpio, that's important. If you haven't already done that, look up your midheaven. It could be life-changing for you. Something about the stars and astrology. I mean, you're already kind of a fan of that, right? If you're watching a tarot reading. Yeah, you cut yourself short or you cut yourself down too much. You may be a very harsh critic on yourself, or the opposite. In your childhood, you may have had a parent or a mentor, a teacher, who was very hard and cut you off at the pass, I heard. But when you started to nurture and develop something, you had someone like basically shit all over it. And so you dropped it. And this is saying you're meant to pick it back up and nurture and grow it and heal it again. It's like you got stopped in your track. Did you have judgment? You didn't. Maybe that was Cancer who had it. Anyway, yeah, you did. Okay, I was going to say, I could have sworn you had judgment. That's what this is. It's returning to the past about something where you fell short or you stopped short on something, or you discarded it when it wasn't ready to be, like there's still work to be done there. It's reigniting the flame of a passion from the past. Maybe it's a person too. Maybe it's both. Maybe you're going to be working with your sweetheart, but some of you have trust issues. Scorpio, never. Sorry, that was mean. I'm sorry. You guys know I love you. Some of you have trust issues. And for some of you, maybe rightfully so, but again, you may be projecting that issue onto a blank slate because you have issues from the past that are seeping over. And that's what I mean. Essentially, you're projecting the story onto people before you truly know them. And for some reason, that's coming up in your financial spread, so it might be impacting your money, Scorpio. So in terms of Pentacles, guys, you have 4 of Pentacles, so that's okay. It's fine. Money is okay. There's not a lot of it. You're holding on to it very tightly, so you're probably saving money. There's the opportunity for 10 of Pentacles, but it's not here yet. And then you have an ace. Well, you have a couple aces. So there are new beginnings, but I know some of you are like, tell me about my money. What are my finances going to look like? I'm being told to point you in this direction. Be extra cautious with your money in case the unexpected happens, in case you blow a tire, in case your engine combusts, right, in your car, whatever. So that you're prepared for the worst, but money looks stable. You have a lot of 4s. It doesn't look fantastic, but it's because you're not there yet. You're not at the end of the story yet. So I would encourage you to keep traveling down that path, keep going down that road. Have faith that Spirit is aligning you with your soul path. But yeah, money looks okay. You don't have 5 of Pentacles. You don't have anything that scares the shit out of me. You're going to be having sex. Why is that showing up in your career spread? I don't even want to know why that's showing up in your career spread, Scorpio. Now my mind is running crazy. Yeah, you have a lot of like celestial, heavenly bodies aligning. It's divine timing. Seriously, look up your birth chart. Something about that. Your opportunities come in when something significant is happening in, I just keep wanting to direct you to your birth chart. I don't know what you would call it. Your that contract you signed when you were birthed into this world. There's some pause, there's some delay, so embrace it. Do you have all the 4s? You do. You have all the 4s. 444 in numerology. That's going to be very important to my Scorpios. Notice when you see 4s or when people appear in your life in 4s, when there's 4 chimes or 4 texts or 4, sounds, noises, objects, things appearing in 4s. That's a sign for some of you guys. Cancer is the 4th sign of the zodiac. The 4 corners of a house. A lot of you guys are moving. Rise up. Stick up for yourself. Raise your vibration. Don't sink to negative or frustrating thoughts. Meet every obstacle as a fun challenge that you can conquer. And a lot of you are going to collaborate with twins. So maybe it's a Gemini, but for a lot of you, there's twins or siblings. I don't think it's yours. It has something to do with collaboration among a group of people. And within that group, maybe it's your sports team, maybe it's your work colleagues, maybe it's your best friends. There's a group of siblings that may be involved in music or art or filmmaking, and there's some sort of fun collaboration that's artistic that you guys could do together. Some of those people may be very politically active. Some of you may get involved in I don't know, social justice, political activism, but you're doing it with empathy, with kindness, with love in your heart. Peaceful protests, that's coming up here. Literally, right? Rise up. Rise up, Scorpio. I don't know what the hell that means, but it looks like fun. It looks like you're enjoying it. Maybe they're raising their glasses to you. Maybe you are celebrating some sort of accomplishment or the opening of a business. I almost see this as like cutting the ribbon as you open doors. Again, it's not here yet. Probably not going to happen while, COVID is still around, right? But if you're a small business operating from home on your laptop, give it some time, because this Ten of Pentacles could reverse itself and come in for you, and you may open up your own business, right? That's what that feels like to me. But again, with Page of Cups, it's small doses. It's not coming in all at once. So, I mean, that's something to look forward to. That sounds like fun. I like that. You have Aquarius showing up in your reading quite a bit, as well as the King of Cups. Scorpio, Cancer, Pisces. A lot of you, there's another Scorpio in your life that, I don't know if it's your current boss or it's going to be your boss. It could just be a client that you work with a lot, or a collaboration with someone in your field. Someone who's very spiritual. I just want to show you that naughty card again. Woo! All right. I'm being a dork. Sorry. Should we do love? Let's read for love. 30 minutes. Good Lord. I'm trying to keep these under 40. So the love messages are going to be short. The reason being, I'm trying to keep these under 40 minutes because people just don't watch them past 40 minutes. I understand that. I get that. And also, I do pretty much, for the most part, weekly love readings. So if you're looking for a more extensive reading on love, check out some of my weeklies. They're really not time specific. Whatever you click on, you were meant to see it at that time. That's how tarot works, right? That's how I read tarot anyway. Scorpio, if you're still with me, God bless you. Let's get you some messages on love. Seven of Cups in reverse. Okay, so you are making a decision on someone. You may have had emotional options, emotional decisions, or difficult decisions to make, right? Things that really, things that, what is the good word for it? You may have had clouded judgment about something, particularly a Pisces or another Scorpio. It's almost like you had trouble deciding who you were the most emotionally invested in. For a lot of you, you're going to go with the newer person. If you're deciding between two or multiple, you may end up giving the new person a shot, or an Aries or an Aquarius, or the person who's very unique, the one who has a very interesting mind, the one who's very innovative and a little bit different, the one who's the renegade, the rebel, Uranus energy, right? The one who likes your butt. Come on, that was good. Ba-dum-bumch. All right. And also the one who has a cute dog. Are you dating someone who has a cute dog that you're particularly fond of? Especially the Scorpio with a little white dog. Who's that? Maybe that's you. Tell me about Scorpio's love life. Are you a chimney sweep? I know you're not. I'm just throwing it out there. This actually came out in Capricorn's reading quite significantly, so there might be something in the Capricorn reading for you. Have you guys seen the movie They Came Together? It's who's the guy who did Wet Hot American Summer? David Wayne. It's a David Wayne movie. It's not very well known. It's super funny. It's like an Amy Poehler, Paul Rudd rom-com thing. There's this ridiculous montage of Amy Poehler trying on different outfits of how am I going to impress him? What should I wear? And it's like a spoof movie. It's almost like Airplane. It's just dumb jokes. And she comes out dressed like this and she goes, what do? I look like a chimney sweep. And she's literally dressed like a chimney sweep. It's hilarious. I don't know why I'm telling you this, but maybe the name David or Wayne is significant. Things come up for a reason, right? Page of Swords. All right. Who's the one who's single? The single earth sign will be communicating with you. You make them feel very lighthearted. They perk right up when they think about you, Scorpio. The single earth sign, what they're looking from you, or for you, what they are looking for from you, Scorpio, there we go, I got it, is loyalty. They want loyalty. So that leads me to believe that you are interested but not willing to commit to them yet. There's also a Leo coming up on the horizon. I'm not sure if you're aware of them yet. Hold on. It might also be a Virgo. They're hot and sexy. You got a hot and sexy Leo or a Virgo. And they're coming in hot. They are charged with sexuality, but let's find out about their intentions. Are they looking for a fun time, or what's the deal here? They're Knight of Wands, so they're fun. They're going to be a blast to hang out with. I'm not sure how committed they are. But that's the thing. It's like they're sexual, but it's also coming in with they're very spiritual. They're like a wise mentor type. Again, a card of Virgo. So there's an interesting dynamic there. Maybe that's your Gemini. Maybe that's your twin. I don't know. Ace of Cups. All right, so there's love in their heart. There's an outpouring of love there. Sexual. It's highly sexual. All right, a double Virgo energy. This might be a peace offering from a player in your life who had to, it's like they had to stop and think and reassess their life. I actually think they had not like a come to Jesus moment, but I think there was the threat or the fear of losing you, and that kind of scared the shit out of them, so they're coming in with a lot more warmth because they don't want to be alone. So do with that message what you will. I don't know if that's indicating that maybe they're codependent. Maybe they just can't stand to be alone, especially if you're dealing with a Virgo. No offense, love my Virgos, right? Could also be your Leo. Yeah, there's someone coming in they're very sexually attracted to you. There is love there, but what is it that they had to think about? Why did they have to see things from a different perspective? Again, something about the fear of losing you. You guys may have decided to sever off and go separate ways, right? Double Virgos, double individual spiritual paths. It could be that they're coming back together, that they're colliding again. And so maybe they really did have a wake-up call. Maybe this was a positive spiritual awakening, and what comes after this card? Your card, the Scorpio card, the Death card, right? So I'm not saying throw it out entirely. There might be something there, but whenever this card comes up, I say, if you're looking for long-term commitment, I don't know if they're there yet, but they might be considering it. A strength. This could be a very strong relationship. There might be strength in the relationship between you two. This is probably someone you took a break from, though. Let's get more messages. Who's the one who rides horses? You might be hearing from someone who rides horses. Or maybe that's an activity you're going to go do together. Maybe you're going to ride horses on the beach or in the countryside. Then there's the one you're arguing with. Who are you arguing with? Another Scorpio? Or are you okay, some of you are sexually frustrated by the person who's frigid, who's giving you cold, chilly vibes. Or maybe they're just not ready to sleep with you yet and it's driving you nuts. It's making you very, sexually anxious. You're ready to charge and go forward. The thing is, it's sometimes, let me start that again. This person doesn't know what they want. It's not that they're pure, and it's not that they're wearing their chastity belt, though they may have told you that, right? They may have been like, I don't believe in this, or I want to wait a little longer. And that's fine. I'm not judging them, but I'm saying that's not the whole story. It's because they don't know if they actually have deep feelings for you, or if it was just kind of like that was fun, but I gotta say it, that person may have liked the attention you gave them, Scorpio, but their heart may not have been in it in the long term. And that would be someone you're struggling to understand where they fit in your life. That wouldn't be hits you out of nowhere, wait a minute, I thought you were my person. There's something where you already sense it. It's kind of weird. What's the deal with that? Why are they in and out? Why are they, it's studio. It's suspicious is what I was trying to say. It's suspicious. Phil Collins. Is that someone's name? Wouldn't that be funny if you were dating a guy named Phil Collins? Scorpio, I'm losing it. I'm loopy, can you tell? These are great messages, though. I'm digging them. Who's willing to fight for you? Yeah, this earth sign. And it doesn't have to be male or female. I'm kind of getting both. So there's an earth sign, a Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn who's interested in you. But again, they're seeking loyalty. They're looking for husband-wifey material. I'm not sure you are. There's a Cancer in reverse. There's a Chariot in reverse. So a couple messages with that. Having to course correct and return home to another one. Some of you have a child who's a Cancer. And you may have split with the spouse whom you had that child with. They're showing up in your love reading because they want to bring healing to the relationship. I feel like I gave you this message before. Yeah, the husband or the wife of your child, if it has been turbulent with you, Scorpio, you may be giving each other the silent treatment or vice versa. You may be playing some childish games, whatever. Sorry, no offense, but sorry is what it is. Healing is coming to that relationship with the star. There might still be passion on, if there's a male involved there, right? It could be same-sex couple. There might still be passion there. Four of Wands, yeah, it probably involved marriage or potentially could, but someone isn't certain, and I do think it's you, Scorpio. Yeah, the father of your child, or, baby mama, baby daddy, however you want to say it, right? Someone you potentially had a child with or chose not to go through with a pregnancy, if that person is still in your life, they still view you as a potential soulmate, but look at the dynamic of those cards. Do you see like the male is fiery red, there's passion, there's sexuality, there's energy there? She's just like this cool, calm, collected, I'm just doing me and meditating and healing myself. You guys aren't necessarily on the same page, but there's an assessment of, could this work? Could this be my soulmate? Is this a solid foundation from which there could be potential for growth? Absolutely, with those cards coming out, but I'm not sure you're positive about it, because this is a card of Cancer too, and Cancers just bleed nostalgia and sentimentality, and they always have people from the past showing up. This could indicate you may go back to something with a Cancer, if that makes sense. It wouldn't be a brand new one. You would go back to it. Or going back home, going back to something that feels like your roots, even if it's not your childhood home, going back home, if you're not there, whatever that feels like for you. There might be an earth sign waiting there an earth sign or a fire sign. Options, really, Scorpio, because I don't think either one of these is you. You have a lot of people showing up in your spread. So again, these are different messages. Certainly not all the messages will apply to everyone, though if they do, damn Scorpio, you got options. But yeah, something about returning to the past with a fire sign or an earth sign, that might mean something to you. Put your guard down. You don't need to be so defensive. You might just gain something by being vulnerable, Scorpio. Did I say it? Yeah, you got your defenses up. And again, I don't know the whole story. Maybe rightfully so. Maybe Spirit is showing you this to be like, oh, who goes there? But for the most part, it's saying there was at one point in time a strength in this bond, a strength in this relationship. So you might just want to hear them out, because you definitely have someone who did like a reassessment of their life path. Again, something about the fear of losing you or going through some major, I heard trauma or circumstance in their life. They're reaching out to you for a reason. So even if it's not to rekindle the sexual relationship, it might just be that you guys were destined to be friends and soulmates, and maybe there's something mutual keeping this together. Maybe you have a child together. Someone is trying to bring healing to a relationship, but you're a little bit on the defensive. So that's circling back, just so you know. Yeah, that's what I got for you, Scorpio. Are we good? Hey, 42 minutes. Close enough, right? All right, guys, thank you for tuning in. I love my Scorpio gang. Please do like, share, subscribe. If this resonated for you, send it to your friend. Tell them about my channel. I would appreciate it. Thanks for helping me reach 2,000 subscribers, Scorpio. I appreciate it. I finally did it. I'm so excited. I'm rambling. I will see you soon. I love you guys. Take it easy.